crazy surprised by this. I did not see this happening. Konstantin Fedorov going to the Tauntauns. I'm so lost right now. I'm blanking on who the heck the Tauntauns merged with. Anyway, the Tauntauns in a unknown NXL team at the moment merged, which, Austin FSU. Thank you, Chad. I don't know why I'm blanking on Austin FSU I don't know. Thank you, gentlemen. Austin FSU. That's why Mark Franz. I was like, Mark Franz is on the team. He plays for. Either way, picking up Konstantin Fedorov is really surprising, It's just not someone I would have expected. We can actually look at the Tauntaun roster right here. I'll let this play out. And they're going to be extremely, extremely good. They have some very experienced players on their team, obviously very good players like Axel Godin. Fabrice is also still on the Tauntauns. And it's kind of just I would say kind of the end of an era or something like that for Houston Heat. Houston Heat were major contenders since they came into the Pro Division in 2012 and have essentially, had the same roster. Fedorov started the team, or when Houston Heat started, Fedorov was one of those original members, although he did leave to play for Art Chaos for just a bit there, I believe just 1 year. But has been back with Houston Heat for the last 10 years. We've seen a lot of players leave Houston Heat. We saw Tyler Harmon leave Houston Heat. We saw their maybe newest up-and-comer player in Connor Kelly also leaving Houston Heat. This is a big one. This is probably the biggest, we'll say next to Fedorov, news, in the last week for sure. Jerry Caro going over to the Ironman. I have always liked Jerry Caro. Jerry Caro has perfect snake body, I don't know, probably 5'5"-ish or 5'6"-ish, somewhere in there. On the smaller side, extremely athletic, really fast and just perfect body for it. And his dedication, that's the one reason that he's standing out, and I'm saying it's one of the better pickups is Jerry's always trying and improving, and has been very, very good for the last handful of years. Although kind of bumping around a lot. I didn't realize went pro in 2015. That seems like so long ago. When he played for the Ironman, also played for PC Katana Infamous, which I kind of forget Infamous. But then spent the last few years, the last 3 years, playing for New York Extreme. So he should be a very good pickup for the Ironman. Talking about the Ironman, Frank Antetomaso, we'll say veteran-ish. I don't know, maybe not veteran, we'll say early veteran. Frank Antetomaso has played for a lot of teams. Played for the Ironman. He is currently going to play for the Ironman, but he played for Aftermath. He played for Revo for 2 years, went back to Aftermath. Played for the Bears this last year. Oh, no, not last year. In 2023. Played for Revo last year. Yeah, and Frank's obviously good. I don't know if he's going to be one of those game changer players that Jerry Caro or that Pat Kraft could potentially be. Yep. I don't know. This is big. Mike Urena, this is kind of crazy too. This is another one of those that I did not expect. And I don't know why, I don't know. I just assumed Urena would be kind of on Impact. I really didn't think Impact would let him go. Obviously, Impact has kind of reloaded their entire roster. But last year played really exceptionally well for Impact. I mean, Mike Urena, I think, was one of Impact's better players. He also played for Dynasty. He came up with Scottsdale Elevation, if anyone remembers Elevation in 2018. But Russians are loaded. The Russians are going to be extremely, extremely good. They've got Mike Urena. They obviously have Kirill. They have J-Rab. They have Malloy. They're going to be exceptionally, exceptionally good. I mean, one of the biggest problems, too, is that, the Russians were lacking players, right? I mean, they had really 5 guys, and they would run those 5 guys all the time. First, I guess we'll talk about Red Legion, and Red Legion picking up a new coach in Ryan Gray. Ryan Gray, I would say, I was going to say is new on the paintball scene, but he's certainly not. I would say that maybe he's a little bit newer to the coaching scene. He's definitely been around for a very long time, played with Texas Storm. Some of you older guys might remember Texas Storm. Last year, he kind of coached. He coached AC Diesel for the majority of the year. Didn't actually end up coaching World Cup, but maybe more notable for coaching Austin Notorious when they made their way into the Pro Division. But being a coach for Red Legion or for the Russians is, very interesting. I don't think that they've ever had a coach from outside. It's just a bunch of Russian guys. So they've always had Russian coaches, and they've had 2 guys there for a long time. I can't remember the names. I wrote their names down. They're all Russian guys. It's hard to remember. Alexei Samolov. And then there's Maxim. There's been 2 guys named Maxim that have been there forever. So it's interesting. I'm not really sure what role he'll play. The Russians have had that coaching stuff locked down for so long. But it's just interesting to see more guys, and honestly, the coaching role taking more prominence in paintball. I think it's only been really maybe the last 7 or 5 years or something that I feel like coaching has taken a forefront in teams trying to get better. And speaking of coaching, the San Diego Dynasty have added 2 brand new coaches. Right there, we'll go with Mike Bianca. He's first right there. Mike Bianca coached the Hurricanes for 2 years, 2022 or 2022, 2023, and 2024. The New Orleans Hurricanes. Also has the Coaches Show with Ryan Gray over on the Major League Paintball YouTube channel. I don't know if you can find it anywhere else. Maybe? I don't know. Mike Bianca's paintball brilliant guy. And anytime I hear him talk, I'm just like, man, he just really gets it. And a guy who, I'd say gets it is Junior. Junior, actually the owner of BFP Gear, the sponsor that we talk about so often. And Junior, I wouldn't say has ever had a big coaching position, unlike, Mike was the head coach of the Hurricanes. But Junior for the last couple of years has kind of been the Dynasty assistant coach, or I don't know, something like, an assistant coach, kind of maybe an assistant coach to Skinny Kevin. So not Kyle. Junior has been around for a while with the team. So it kind of makes sense that he would, maybe step up and fill in that role again, or fill in that role a little bit. Junior's played for London Nexus. He came and moved to the United States from England to play for Excessive. I want to say maybe 2008-ish or somewhere in there. So certainly has a lot of experience within paintball. And I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure he's also played for a British national team, or for the UK, or whatever we're going to call that. The Bears pretty much sold their spot to NRG. And I'm telling you guys, this shit is so confusing because there's so many teams coming and going, and there's teams that left and now they're back, and then there's it's so confusing. And there's nowhere this stuff is written down, so it's it makes it difficult. But NRG, they're back, and I don't know. The reason I brought this up is because Damian Vazquez is kind of back in the Pro Division. Damian went professional with the San Diego Dynasty in 2022. Okay, we got some information on NRG. We'll talk about Damian, then we'll do that. Vazquez, Damian played for Dynasty 2022. Did not play last year. I think he was on the Spick and Span show. He'll pop in on the Spick and Span show every once in a while, and that's one of 2 paintball things I watch. And I think he's doing work stuff. He's like a sheriff now, I believe. So I think that it was just work related. He did play with the Ironman last year, but did miss World Cup. So he will be on NRG. He did play semi-pro last year. Did he? I can't see. It's such a pain in the ass because Paintball Leagues doesn't let you. And I was kind of sure, but I couldn't figure out. Either way, is going to be playing this year for NRG, but we don't really know a full NRG roster yet either. You know, like how many of the Bears guys maybe are they going to take over, or are they going to have like a whole entire like brand new roster? Damian's super athletic and will likely. I don't know if he'll be like one of the first attacker guys on the starting line, but I could very well see him getting a good amount of points, but maybe being like a backup Snake 1 guy or something or other like that. Then we also have another person. Ethan Adams is going to NRG. Sorry, Ethan, I don't know anything about you. I know you did play last year, the last 2 years with Revo. You look nice. I like the big smile. You know, I'm a fan of that. Yep. You're going to be playing for NRG. Congratulations. We also have another Impact player. Rob Velez last year played for Impact. Rob Velez has been around for a long time. I still feel like Rob Velez should kind of be on Aftershock. Every time I see him, I'm just like, yep. Rob Velez plays for Aftershock. But played last year with Impact, played 2 years before that with Revo. And then, like I said, spent many years, I think like 6 or 7-ish years, playing with Aftershock. And I don't know, there's some of these guys that I just feel like kind of should be on Aftershock. Rob actually had this quote to say. He said, "I'm excited to play with a legendary franchise and coach. Looking forward to playing with this group of guys and putting Infamous back on the podium." Did we talk about Archie going back to X Factor? Yeah, but that was last week. There's just so much happening. Aftershock has kind of completely reloaded their roster too. They've added 3 players. Kind of coming from all over the place, but mostly Bears guys. So we have Rob Altimore right there. Unfortunately, again, I don't really know a lot about you guys. It's not personal. Chris and I have the same hairline though, so there's that. You know, actually, I think we're calling him Josie Altimore, right? Same hairline. Rob's is a little stronger. Guys who haven't been playing extraordinarily long. Nick played for the Bears the last 2 years. Also played with Thunder in 2022 and 2021. Josie Altimore right there. Played the last 2 years with the Bears. Rob Altimore played a bit longer with the Bears the last 2 years. But also with New York Extreme from 2018 all the way in 2021. I just don't know a lot about you guys, sorry. It's really hard to like do research too, because where the hell do you find information? I don't know. It's not anyone's fault. It's just the state of affairs. That is all of them. I put together, again, like a cool graphic. Where is my cool graphic of roster moves? And there's some other interesting things on here. There's so many. I was going to list them all off, but we don't have to do that. I think that the craziest thing is just all the teams, right? I mean, we look over on this right side, and there are literally 6 brand new teams. I mean, there's only 20 pro teams, and they're going to 6 brand new ones? It's kind of crazy. It's hard to say brand new, but they're just like team name changes. You know, Revo changing the name to Arsenal. The ML Kings kind of, I don't know. They're going to call it like a merge with NYX. Notorious and the Tauntauns. I'm going to say Notorious becoming the Tauntauns because they only have like one guy. Blast Camp only lasted a single year in the pro division, and they decided to sell their spot to the Sea Dogs semi-pro team. I think the Sea Dogs finished in like 3rd or 4th or something like that. So they're very good. Brooklyn Bears sold their spot to NRG Elite. And then we have Leverage, just the brand new pro team that's, coming from semi-pro. It's going to be interesting. The Sea Dogs. I'm curious about the Sea Dogs, I don't know. It's weird to you never know. They could do very well, but I mean, we see it over and over that the, better teams coming into the professional division from semi-pro just typically don't do well. Obviously, that's a abnormality this year with Paintball Fit winning World Cup, but typically they're not doing that well. And especially I think if you're like the third or fourth team, it's just kind of like one of those things that's like, let's just go pro. Why not? We have coach changes. I actually have some coach changes not on here. Like I said, Chris Jansen, formerly like assistant coaching at Tampa Bay Damage, going over to Arsenal. We had Ryan Gray go to Red Legion, Junior Brown and Mike Bianca going to Dynasty. And then surprisingly also, Kevin Breathauer going back to coach Damage. SK actually coached Damage for, a few years ago, a while ago. I can actually tell you if I open my notes. They're somewhere in here. There we go. Actually 2013 to 2014, he coached Damage, which is kind of surprising. If you asked me that, I probably wouldn't have said that.